You're about to uncover something men rarely notice: the silent signals of deep female attraction, hidden beneath fear. Intro signs. She is deeply attracted to you but fears you'll reject her. You've been around women long enough to know when one likes you, right? But here's the twist. What if I told you that some of the women who are most into you are the ones who barely show it at all? They hesitate. They avoid eye contact. They might even act disinterested on purpose. But deep down, they're hooked. Emotionally, subconsciously, intensely. You see, attraction isn't always loud. Sometimes it's wrapped in silence, hidden behind self-doubt, masked by the fear of rejection. That fear? It's real. She's scared you'll misread her intentions, scared that opening up might end in pain or embarrassment. And if you've ever missed out on a woman who was secretly into you, you're not alone. Let me ask you, have you ever noticed a woman acting strangely around you? As if she wanted to say something, but didn't? Or maybe you've misread a moment that could have meant everything. Let's talk about it in the comments. Welcome to Dark Psychology P, your go-to channel for real, raw and relatable advice on navigating love, connection, and the subtle cues of the heart. Today, we're revealing the hidden signs that a woman is deeply attracted to you, but afraid you'll reject her. And once you understand these signals, you'll never miss them again. Now, before we dive into the signs, I want to tell you a story. A story that hits deep. I read it on a relationship forum, and honestly, it could be your story. It's about a guy named Eric and a woman named Sophie. Two strangers, one spark, and one mistake that cost them a chance at something real. The story: Eric and Sophie. Eric had a routine. Every morning before work, he stopped by the same coffee shop. But it wasn't just the caffeine that kept him coming back. It was Sophie, the barista who somehow remembered everything about him. His coffee order, black with a hint of cinnamon on rainy days, sweetened almond milk on sunny ones. She'd hand it to him with a teasing smile before he even asked. She remembered the details, the kind of details only someone who's paying attention remembers. She'd joke about his routine, lightly roast his predictable order, and always found a way to keep the conversation going, even when there was a line behind him. At first, Eric thought, she's just being friendly. It's her job, right? But then he started noticing the small things. How she hesitated before handing him the cup, as if debating whether to say something else. How she tucked her hair behind her ear every time he spoke. How she'd linger, in the moment, just a second longer than necessary. One morning, Sophie casually asked, "So, what's your weekend looking like?" Eric shrugged. "Probably just the usual," he said with a smile. And in that instant, she paused, a CY. If she wanted to say something more, but then she just smiled, handed him the cup, and moved on. What Eric didn't realize was this. That wasn't small talk. That was her invitation, her opening, a subtle yet brave attempt to take the next step. But she was also scared. Sophie wasn't the kind of girl to make the first move boldly. She feared rejection, feared misreading the signs, feared that if she put herself out there, he'd pull away. Eric, assuming she was just being polite, decided not to overthink it. Over the next few weeks, he distanced himself, thinking he was being respectful, not clingy, not delusional. Sophie, meanwhile, felt the shift, and just like that, she started pulling back too. Then one day, Eric walked into the coffee shop, and she wasn't there. He asked the new barista, "Where's Sophie?" "Oh, Sophie, the barista said. She quit last week, said she needed a fresh start. And in that moment, it hit him like a punch to the gut. He realized, for weeks, maybe even months, he'd been blind to something real, something rare, and now it was gone. Now tell me, should Eric have seen the signs? Have you ever had a moment like that? Where you realized too late what someone was trying to say? Drop your story in the comments. We want to hear from you. Now that we've seen how easy it is to misinterpret a woman's signals, let's break down the key signs that she's deeply into you, but fears you might reject. Pay close attention. These signs are quiet, soft, easy to overlook, but once you learn to recognize them, you'll never misread the moment again. Sign number 1. She hesitates before initiating conversations. A woman who's deeply attracted to you but fears being rejected won't always initiate a conversation easily. She might want to talk to you. In fact, she might rehearse what to say a dozen times in her head, but something holds her back. A silent war in her mind between wanting connection and fearing embarrassment. She may type out a message, only to delete it. She sees you online, hovers over your profile, but doesn't reach out. She waits, hoping, praying, wondering if maybe you'll be the one to make the first move. In person, she opens her mouth to speak, then closes it, offering only a smile or a shy nod. Ever had a woman say, "Oh my God, I was just about to text you," right after you message her? That's not just coincidence. That's vulnerability wrapped in hesitation. Tie it back to Sophie. She asked about Eric's weekend not just to make conversation. She was extending an olive branch, a bridge, hoping he'd cross it. When he didn't, she withdrew. If you notice a woman pausing before she speaks to you, or nervously finding excuses to start a conversation, she's not uninterested. She's just waiting for you to give her a sign, a reason to open up. Sign number 2, she avoids direct eye contact, but steals glances. Eye contact is powerful. It's one of the most honest forms of communication, and also one of the scariest when feelings are involved. If a woman is confident and openly into you, she'll hold your gaze. But if she's attracted to you and afraid of what she feels, that changes everything. She watches you. But when you look at her, her eyes dart away like she's been caught. You might catch her looking at you when you're not paying attention. She might glance over from across the room, then pretend to look at something else. In group settings, she watches you more than anyone else. But when you turn her way, she retreats. Every time. Why? Because locking eyes with someone you're drawn to is incredibly intimate. And to her, it's a risk. A terrifying moment where her emotions might be revealed too soon. So instead, she plays it safe. She steals moments, not knowing if they'll ever mean something more. If this sounds familiar, you might be seeing interest disguised as fear. Sign number 3. She fidgets with nervous energy around you. Body language doesn't lie. In fact, it often tells you more than a woman's words ever could. If she's into you but unsure how you feel, her body will betray her. She'll fidget. She might play with her hair, twirling it, smoothing it, or running her fingers through it repeatedly. Adjust her clothes, fixing her sleeves, tugging her top, or checking her makeup. Tap her foot, shift in her seat, or touch her face without realizing it. Fidget with jewelry or her phone, even when she's not using it. Why does this happen? Because she's trying to contain her excitement and anxiety. She wants to appear composed, but the emotional pressure leaks out through movement. The more invested she is, the more effort she puts into hiding it, and that tension needs a release. So, next time you see a woman visibly more restless around you, don't just assume she's uncomfortable. She might be nervously holding back a heart full of curiosity and desire. Sign number 4. She asks indirect questions about your relationships. This one's a classic sign, and also one of the most overlooked. If she wants to know if you're available, she's not always going to ask directly. That's too risky. Instead, she'll say things like, "So, are you dating anyone right now?" But in a casual, offhand tone. Bet your girlfriend's lucky. Just to see how you respond. You seem like the kind of guy who always has someone, or even joke about you being a heartbreaker, just to test your reaction. Why all the games? Because if she asks and you say you're taken, ouch. And if you say you're not into her, even worse. So she plays it cool, asks like she's not really asking. But believe me, she's hoping for a very specific answer. Just like Sophie asking Eric about his weekend, she was hoping he'd say, nothing. Much wanna hang out? When he didn't, she folded inward. If a woman is probing your relationship status without fully asking, she's testing the waters to see if it's safe to dive in. Sign number 5. She listens intently to your conversations. When a woman is genuinely attracted to you, even if she's scared to show it, she listens differently. She doesn't just hear your words, she absorbs them, stores them. Because in her mind, you matter. You might tell a quick story about something that happened in your childhood, and weeks later, she'll bring it up. You casually mention your favorite band, and she surprises you by sending a link to their concert dates. You say you had a stressful day at work, and the next time you talk, she asks how it went. These aren't just polite gestures, they're emotional bookmarks. She's keeping track of what matters to you, because emotionally, you've already made an impact on her. People don't remember details about people they don't care about. But when a woman is into you, she builds emotional memory around your words. And that, even more than a bold move, is proof of real connection. Sign number 6. She remembers tiny details about your past. This goes one step deeper than just listening. It's not just about what you said, it's about how you felt when you said it. A woman who's emotionally invested will recall the emotional weight behind your stories. You mentioned a painful breakup once. She brings it up with softness and empathy. You talked about a dream you had 5 years ago. She asks if you're still chasing it. She remembers more than you do, not because she's obsessed, but because she's been paying attention on a deeper level. This is emotional intimacy in disguise. Even if she hasn't openly told you how she feels, her mind and heart have already made space for you. So, if she recalls the small, hidden parts of your story, she's showing love in the only way she feels safe doing so, quietly. Sign number 7. She subtly mirrors your body language. Mirroring is one of the most fascinating indicators of attraction. And what makes it so powerful is that people do it unconsciously. If she's drawn to you emotionally, mentally, or physically, her body will reflect yours. You cross your arms. A few seconds later, she does the same. You lean forward when talking. She follows. You take a sip of your drink. She instinctively does too. This is called social synchrony, and it's backed by psychology. It's how our brains build comfort, rapport, and closeness. Without saying a word, she's not copying you to be weird. She's syncing with you because she feels connected. And if she's mirroring your movements, even subtly, you've already created a space where her guard is starting to drop. Sign 8. She laughs nervously or awkwardly around you. This one, it's adorable and real. Have you ever told a joke that wasn't even that funny? But she laughed anyway? not just laughed, but that high-pitched, kind of awkward. I'm trying. Not to act too excited type of laugh? That's her nerves speaking. She's not trying to win an Oscar for Best Comedy Audience. She's trying to mask her nervous energy. When someone laughs around someone they're drawn to, they often do it more than usual. Not because the joke was good, but because their body is flooding with dopamine and adrenaline. And if she laughs, then quickly looks away. Or fiddles with her hair afterward. She's hoping you didn't notice how much you affect her. This kind of laughter is less about humor and more about chemistry. If her laugh changes around you, she's not just enjoying your company. She's emotionally on edge in the best way possible. If you've made it this far into the video, type "I see the signs" in the comments. Let the community know you're paying attention. Let others see that they're not alone. Every comment you drop, every story you share, helps someone else realize, wait, I'm not the only one who missed this. We read every single comment, and we build this channel with you, the Bond Chronicle family, as our core. So now you know the hidden signs. The quiet cues that reveal a woman's interest, even when fear holds her back. Don't let these moments slip past you, because sometimes the love that changes your life is the one that almost never got spoken out loud. Got value from this video? Give it a like. It helps more people find this message. Subscribe to Dark Psychology for daily insight on attraction, emotional intelligence, and relationships that actually matter. Share this video with someone who needs it. Maybe a friend who's missing the signs too. We've recommended the next best videos for you right here on the screen. Pick one, dive in, and we'll see you tomorrow.